Hey, welcome back to another episode of Witty Banter. Your hosts, Nabil and Daniel, are here with some special hosts in the building, Faisal and Michael.
We're having a special episode.
Oh, that was a powerful clap.
The best guest we've had throughout the year. So,
wow.
Congratulations, guys.
Feel honored, man.
It hasn't even happened yet.
It's been 5 seconds.
That's true.
Well, I'm just saying from previous, because they were on twice.
Oh, man.
On one was dental focused.
Yeah, Michael was on there killing the game, man, with his
right.
dental.
Really
review.
giving us the
This guy's a
in-depth
dentist now.
insight.
Michael's back from New York as of
yeah.
recent. How's that feel, man? Tell the people how's it feel,
Nice,
man.
man. It's hot and musty out here. Nice.
Well,
man.
it gets hot and musty sometimes in New York, doesn't
Oh
it?
yeah, I
Oh.
dodged that bullet.
That one gets real bad, especially in the subway.
Oh man, it's so busy. So
'Cause
many
I visited him over the
people.
summer, and I was like, it's all sweaty. And it's like,
It gets humid over there in the
well,
summertime?
in the subway especially, because there's like a bunch of
Oh.
people. It's hot, and it's like.
I'm pretty sure
small.
I've like seen like rats like run around in the subways like before.
Oh,
On
yeah.
YouTube all the time.
Or no, like when we went to New York.
Oh,
100%.
Yeah. They're like, it's like
Oh.
infested.
That's
Yeah,
nice.
especially around like Alphabet City, East Village.
Oh yeah, that's why they
at
got the
nighttime.
bad rating.
Yeah, because they leave all the trash outside anyway. So it's like
Oh yeah.
Well, everyone does, right?
In
no,
New
no,
York.
but like like they just throw the trash bags out on the sidewalk,
Oh,
and then
okay.
usually the garbage people are like on strike because they don't get paid enough.
Jesus.
So then like the garbage just like chills there in like 90-degree weather
Ooh.
when it's all
Oh.
humid.
It's stanky.
Oh, man.
And at nighttime the mice come out to play.
Mice and men. We also have a special book release. Are we releasing that?
Oh yeah. So
We
the
have
camera's
one display.
kind of picking it up right now. I
Should
could
we sample it right
give me
now?
one and I'll
Yeah,
bring
here
it
we go.
close to the camera. So this is a Wild Boar in the Cane Field by Anika Rana. This is an advanced copy.
Mhm.
Advanced.
Just
Right there.
show that right there.
And the cover you guys helped choose as well. I
Who's,
remember
who's you guys?
these two.
Really?
I sent them in the group chat. I sent a bunch
Right,
of
yeah.
different covers,
Mm-hmm.
and I think we
So
all
who actually
agreed.
designed the cover? It was
It was the publisher, I think.
okay.
The publisher gave us
like
choices.
some options.
Yeah, and like different texts and stuff. But then my mom asked for like suggestions. I think we all
She's
agreed
gotten
this was the move.
She's got an about me section in there, and it's like the second to last page in there.
Oh really?
Just
Yeah.
tells how she
Sweet.
lives with her.
Real
Gotta read it.
exclusive copy.
Definitely got to read it soon.
Yeah.
Are you
Yeah, I
gonna
don't know
read
when I'm gonna read it. Dude, 'cause I don't even read books. So,
it? I would do the Audible.
is there an Audible version?
I don't know.
Nah, there's
Oh,
not.
I would buy that.
Yeah.
My mom reads.
That would be pretty
The
funny.
British accent.
Yeah.
That'd be
I
perfect.
feel like that's the only way you can even read this. It's like with a British accent.
Well, oh,
Even when you're reading it, it's like the bull in the cane field. It wouldn't feel right otherwise.
Doesn't have a-
no other voice. Not like a Daisy accent.
No way. Yeah.
yeah, books, man. I don't read them, but maybe I'll give this one a shot.
Try Audible. Audible was pretty good for a while, but then I got bored. I did it on my commute.
Did you guys? Well, I guess you don't commute to work yet, but Faisal, do you, when you're commuting to work, have you ever listened to like a podcast or like some sort of like how long does it take you to
Mostly.
drive to work? Like 25 minutes?
I'm mostly listening to
Hip
Drake,
music.
man.
Gotta get motivated for the
yeah,
day.
yeah, exactly.
That's true.
No, I've never really like listened to a podcast like in the car. I don't know.
Or at all, right? Or
Well, I have like of course, like with you guys or like
Okay.
on my own, like
Yeah,
a
sometimes
couple
when you're
here and there, but-
browsing and stuff.
Yeah, I haven't really dove into like
Yeah, I feel like
I guess podcasts like on my own a lot.
right. I feel like Ajit would do that. He's kind
Yeah,
of
Like
fine.
like Jake and
what about
Amir.
Kobe's?
or-
Well, I guess that's not really a podcast, but when he gives his like insight on every game. What is that called?
Like the post game interviews.
No,
Or-
no. He has
Kobe
the
does
blueprint,
his-
the
He has like a
blueprint.
show.
Really?
Where
I
he
didn't-
goes and
I didn't know that.
analyzes
Okay.
players and stuff.
I guess that's more of a show than a podcast.
I
But
haven't even listened to that, or yeah,
Hmm.
heard of it.
Correct,
even.
Kobe.
Yeah. Yeah.
who's Kobe?
Kobe.
Dang.
Yeah, man. So
just let the silence dig in.
the most silent podcast ever.
No, I think we already beat that in a few podcasts ago.
Yeah, me and Donnie all by ourselves was like.
Checking the time every 10 like seconds. Like
So what just happened, man? We just did something just like a couple minutes ago, man. We played a game.
Oh, you want to go into that?
yeah.
So-
man.
This is the winner.
Alright,
this is the
here's-
winner side.
Here's
I guess.
here's
That's the,
here's the point.
Oh
topic.
wait, and also just pause. We got a G pusher. Talk about AI. I'm a podcast guy.
Ooh.
Oh, he wants us to talk about AI.
I mean, shit.
You're probably more experienced than that. Well, What about the game?
Oh yeah. Oh, so
Yeah,
what was
the
that?
AI in that game.
Yeah, that's
It
true.
was pretty unfair.
Yeah.
What
The
about
Jeep get on and
what makes a game competitive? Like what makes it
Competitive?
Like a
Yeah.
video game or
what makes
any
a game more because we talked about this game in particular.
Mhm.
What makes a game more luck based or more skill based or
But
more,
like a video game or like any like card like sports game,
yeah,
cards
any game.
or
It could be a
like-
board game or anything.
Okay.
It could be a sport. That's a game
'Cause-
to an extent.
So what
Because
makes it more
poker to a certain extent is mostly skill, right? Even though you are,
Really?
it depends what
I was
cards
gonna
you
say
get.
the other thing.
Yeah,
But, like-
it's 50-50. I think.
Yeah.
But like if you like, there's a lot of strategies and stuff you can do. I feel
Based
like
on there's a lot of strategy.
one telling sign I feel like is if there's a very big competitive thing around it, right? Like if there's like a big group, like there's professional poker teams.
Okay.
So I feel like there's levels to it. It is to a large extent what cards you get,
Mm-hmm.
but
I
it's
think-
also how you can
yeah.
bluff
Those-
and how you can.
Those
you
are
know,
the funniest YouTube videos. Is the celebrity games when some stupid celebrity accidentally beats
wins, yeah.
a pro player, and then the pro player gets like
Hella
real
pissed.
pissed.
I feel like every game has like some element of luck though. Like whether it's like
Probably.
Yeah, that's
like there's skill, of course, like sports, like like
So what is
everything.
it-
But I don't know. I just feel like there's a little bit of luck.
yeah.
Yeah.
But also going back to what you were saying about like competitive, I feel like that thing, the game we just played is like a kid's game, but because we're competitive, we
We'll
take
make
it
it hype
more
it up.
Hype
seriously.
it up
Yeah.
to another.
I mean, it's
Or
definitely
even,
like the whole like talking trash. And,
yeah,
you know,
it
it's
makes
like-
it more interesting.
We're even
Yeah.
at like a Jeets party, the beer pong. Like I
Oh,
feel
yeah.
like when the older people were playing, it was just like, oh yeah, like, it's just like fun. And
Yeah.
then we start playing,
Yeah.
it started getting insanely competitive.
That's true.
That was very
Yeah.
luck based. I don't know how I drained a lot of those shots, but
And it'd be like,
Yeah, that was crazy.
yeah, G's
You
party
were-
last night. Woo!
Oh,
Greatest
yeah.
party.
shouts out to a G
Yeah.
man.
The summer.
Shout out to a Jeets mom, man. Great party.
Taruna.
Set
Food
that
was
up.
hella good.
Great buffet.
Yeah.
Yeah, the food was intense.
Yeah, that was spicy.
Intense. What Nabil described it as an intense experience.
Yeah,
It's like, how was the food?
it was.
like it was an intense experience.
So what was the cheese in that one dish? Was it
Paneer?
But is that goat's milk that makes it, or
Oh,
oh,
what is paneer actually?
It's
it
cheese.
is cheese,
Or
but like,
curd? Is it cheese curd?
yeah, I guess.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
But like, where
It's
does
really
it come from? Goat?
I think it's cow based.
Is it
It
cow?
might be. I think so, because I picked up some like big ass block of
Come on,
paneer
guys,
from the
we're, like,
Indian store.
we
Three
should
out
know
of four of
this,
us
right?
are dissing somewhat.
Yeah.
Like,
We just get the food and eat it.
Ajit, what
Give
is
me
it,
those
man?
leftovers, man?
He's got a lot of biryani.
Yeah, I
left
saw
over.
bags.
Oh yeah, the biryani was good,
Yeah.
and the chicken. Or what was it?
Um,
Korma? I don't know.
yeah, the chicken dish.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. That was good.
I saw bags of green, man.
What?
Green liquids, the paneer, his leftovers.
Oh yeah, you were a paneer guy at one point.
Yeah, I was eating Trader Joe's
The
paneer.
cheese is a Jeep based. Oh,
Oh,
god,
come on.
dude.
Whoa, man.
Yeah, oh, man.
No, I'm not coming to any of your parties
Yeah.
anymore, man. I'm done. Dude.
I'm done.
That was the last one.
Game over.
That was the secret ingredient.
Yeah. Jeets paneer.
Yeah, he's got a lot of, I guess a lot of coworkers of his mom were there, which they come to these parties. I guess they invite them whenever they have a party at their house. But
Mhm.
it was interesting meeting them.
That was the first time I met any of her
Coworkers?
Coworkers?
Coworkers, yeah.
Mm.
Because
What about the last one we
most
went to? The last one we went to, they were there, I think.
guess, I mean, most of the parties.
actually,
I've been
no,
to
yeah,
at
they
Ajit's
weren't.
house is just all UFC parties.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
so-
true. Well, even his last grad party, though, I don't think they were
Was it
there.
at his house?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Then we were trying to escape Ajit's party at the end of it.
That was
Ajit-
so funny.
Ajit will soon see the video evidence.
Oh yeah, dude.
It was hard, man. It's like,
Yeah, we've talked about this previously in the podcast, the etiquette of leaving.
yeah, I mean, I'm usually down. Like, I
To
don't
just
care
escape
to
without saying
just
bye.
leave without saying
But that
bye.
time we got caught.
Is it right to like as everyone else is leaving, you just kind of swivel your way in?
I think that's
and
usually
leave
how
with
it
the
goes.
crowd,
That's
or
usually how it goes.
That's
But
a
or
you
you
can
just
do,
kind of like make your
I
own.
think you can
like,
be the first one to leave, but
the first
we're usually it's
But
whoever
you'd have to
leaves
be
first.
maybe the first one to be there too, to like
Yeah.
etiquette wise, right? Like you can't show up late and then leave early, or can you?
You can do whatever
You can do whatever you
I guess
want,
you do
yeah.
whatever you want, but
Yeah, I think if everyone was leaving, you'd be fine to like leave with people, even if you
Yeah,
came
yeah.
later or
I
something.
mean, you
Really
do
depends
whatever
on-
you want.
Depends on your relationship with like the person who's the host.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm okay with just leaving without saying goodbye, because
Yeah.
usually whoever's party it is, I'm close friends with them, so
Well, one of the guests ended
I
up
can say
doing
goodbye
that.
at other times.
Yeah.
Yeah, but didn't G
That's
get
what-
mad?
Did he?
Yeah,
No.
G'd always.
Well, he
gets
made a
upset.
comment. Yeah. He's like, oh yeah, he didn't even
You
say
little
bye to me,
boy.
man. Yeah, okay.
Oh no, dude.
James has a
Yo,
crush on Five
man.
Cents. Who's James?
Yeah, who doesn't though? Man?
Yeah,
Well,
I
we
do.
got video
Very
evidence
true.
of him caressing your shoulder to G and saying you're
Saying
good with
some
your
suggestive-
hands. So I don't know, man. Might be some stuff we don't know.
One of the guests.
You're holding out on us.
The guy was funny, man. The
That
guy.
guy was funny, dude. Those guys are cool.
Yeah, it was like he looked like Miami Vice.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, this guy
I was
looks
like, damn, dude.
This guy knows.
Like,
how to
G
dress.
knows some real gangsters. This guy looks like a Cuban mafia
Yeah.
boss. Like
Frosted tips.
the other guy who looked like E40, he was straight up wearing shades like outside. It was
Oh
like
yeah,
dark,
yeah.
like
The guy with the beanie.
dude, this guy is like hood,
Yeah, I
man.
barely
There was
saw
a guy
that.
that looked like E40.
Yeah, he
or
was
like-
there for a
looked
bit.
like
he
Fat
left
Joe.
kinda
Fat
early.
Joe.
Yeah,
Same thing.
yeah.
Yeah, just some fat guy.
Some fat gangster looking dude. Yeah, that was fun though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, good times, man.
But yeah, with like the leaving the party thing, I also got the vibe. I was like, oh, maybe they want us to go because I was like, okay, why is everybody leaving? Like maybe they.
We're cleaning up.
But then like Ajit's mom was like, no.
Yeah,
Right.
she like
You
insisted.
guys-
She was very
You
so
guys
leave,
in
like
specific.
stay.
Because that's
Yeah.
why like when a big group leaves, it's like, oh shoot, like maybe everyone's going right now.
Yeah.
Right.
Because that's what happened. Like I feel like
I think it's like it's just like a wave. It's like a few people decide to leave,
Yeah.
and then the other people who are also gonna leave,
They're like, oh,
okay, yeah, we're gonna leave too.
yeah.
And then it's like,
a snowball effect.
yeah, and then if you're not close enough friends with them, the host won't say no, stay.
Yeah.
They'll be like, all right, see
Yeah,
ya.
bye.
But if you're really close, then they're like, oh no, you can't leave, and then you feel bad, and you're like,
Yeah.
okay, fine,
I'll try.
I'll try again in half an hour when I see a window of opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah, social gatherings. I don't really get out much. I just stay inside and program all day.
And now editing
So-
the video.
And now editing video. But
Which
so
will be released soon, hopefully.
yeah,
shortly.
I'm working
This
blank-
weekend,
Yeah. Come on.
got like
By end of day.
oh,
6
dude,
hours,
I'm
7
going
hours.
cake testing for like or cake tasting for the wedding, dude. You want me to try to smuggle you into that, man?
Cake tasting?
Yeah.
Holy moly. Maybe, man.
Where
Wow,
are you
I
tasting?
got
I've never
this deal, dude.
You're literally just picking out a cake for your wedding,
I don't know. I've seen it in movies where they just go to like some like cake place. And
dude.
there's
At the
just,
end
like,
of
a
that, you'll
table
just
of
like be
cake.
like, I have eaten so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even like cake. But I was just like, I don't want to miss out on that. I
Yeah.
feel like that's the only like wedding event I actually care about.
Rather than
taste,
picking out the
cake tasting,
suit
yeah.
or
That's
the
true.
dress.
Where are you going for that? Is it like?
I gotta ask.
You-
Bertil's been handling everything.
Oh. Yeah,
I,
that should be fun.
Other than invitations, is there anything? So you literally everything. You're just kind of like, all right.
I haven't done anything. The only thing I've done for this thing is ask my friends for addresses.
and then give it a
Yeah,
Bertil.
Like I'm literally going.
Which
on
I guess-
the addresses.
They would prefer, right? Like they would
Huh.
rather have like the choice of what to do versus like if you were both working on it together and you're like, no, I want this, I want that.
Yeah, the only thing is like she's made like, I mean that's both our personalities. Where like if someone's like, oh, this is $100, or you could like argue it, and like spend a lot of effort and time to make it $50.
Okay.
Like that's what Darlene's been telling me to do.
Oh
And
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just like, dude, Darlene's been making like fake contracts, like making PDFs
Oh, really?
with like fake offers from a company she made up to like go show like a venue.
Uh-huh.
I'm just like, yeah, I'll just pay an extra like $100.
Yeah,
I don't care about
I've-
that.
I'm on that where it's like, I'm okay to pay extra without having to go through like silly
That's-
ways to like cut corners or
Well, because they do say that like if it's an event, then it costs less than if you say wedding. Like a
Mhm.
wedding cake, all of a sudden they add money to it
Yeah.
for no real reason. So I mean, yeah,
yeah.
it's really if you're worth the effort. I feel like I would be in the same boat.
I'm a lazy person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't have to go through the social
Yeah.
confrontation.
The
of-
worst is my mom, man. Like we went to Costco the other day,
Uh,
and just to return like this $3 thing of like cinnamon, because she's like, oh, we already have one at home.
Yeah.
Then we waited in line for 25 minutes to return it. I'm just like, we just wasted 25 minutes for $3 or something. Like
Yeah.
yeah.
that's why.
I'm with.
I
that.
guess the way to think of it is how much you're worth per hour or how much you work per hour.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right,
We
is this
talked
worth
about that.
$3?
But even if you're minimum wage, you're worth more than like.
Yeah, the $3.
That's true.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like in New Jersey when I brought my car. I was gonna go to the DMV over there to get like my driver's license and a license plate, New Jersey license plate.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I don't even know how long I'm gonna stay in New Jersey. Is it worth it? I'm like, yeah, I'll just do it. I went to the DMV and like, it was in a rough neighborhood and the crowd in there was like,
Like, all right, I'm gone.
no, so I went in and
Yeah.
I went in and then like literally the lady said, oh, you need like 5 forms of ID or maybe it was 3. I don't remember. I only had 2.
Okay.
And then I literally turned around, I walked out and I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to get my driver's license here.
What would it like? You would have been fined like 500 or something.
No, so the rules are like if a cop pulls you over and they're like, oh, you don't have a license or driver's license from this state, then there's like a window of time from the date you like moved into some sort of residence. It's like 6 months.
How do they know when you brought the car?
Well, so,
They just do it based on when you moved?
Well, you don't know. I don't know what they would ask if they would ask for proof.
But luckily you didn't. I mean,
Yeah, you didn't have to deal with that.
deal with that. Yeah.
Because I see
You have
cars
to
all the
do-
time that have like Virginia license plates
yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
I guess it depends on how much the cop really cares
Also
to
over
go
there,
through the
like
process of like verifying.
Verifying, yeah.
All right, so it
Maybe-
looks like you came in
yeah.
on.
Yeah. Came here 3 years
Yeah.
ago. And still
it's one of those weird scenarios where like, yeah, I don't think a cop would.
Bother.
It doesn't happen that often. And it's like, yeah,
You have more things to worry about.
probably. King of segues.
Yeah.
So,
And so the next topic.
Let's see. What else is happening in life that's worth talking
Interesting.
about?
a lot of weddings, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm going to 2 this year. I mean,
Dang.
my-
You
I
got
gotta
one?
get you guys Bertil told me some care package for guys.
Oh, interesting.
Oh,
For,
I've
like
seen
the
those.
groomsmen thing, but I'm
Ooh.
just
Like
like
shape
Wait, have
kits.
you
and stuff.
decided? Who's the-
Just give me a kiss.
Oh, he's
well,
already
it's-
chose.
Yeah,
your
my cousin said he was gonna come. Yeah.
I was
And
like,
Nabil already told me
no,
when.
no.
Yeah, he already told me he didn't want to do it anyways.
Oh,
Yeah, he didn't want
yeah.
to make a speech.
Let me guess,
so I
he
was
said
like,
no
okay.
thanks.
Oh, you would, yeah, no, yeah, the classic Nabil. Yeah, you want to be my best man
in
in
my
wedding?
wedding.
Sounds like a lot of
No, thanks.
responsibility.
No, I would
I
definitely
agree with
choose
the
that as
speech.
well.
Yeah.
Because then you get all
Make
the
a speech.
benefits, but then you have to don't have to do the speech.
The
and all
work.
that stuff.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't need to tell
Actually,
other
yeah,
people. I don't need to tell
doing
other
a speech on
people
the
how I
spot,
like Michael.
or-
Okay,
Yeah.
I could tell Michael that I like Michael.
Yeah, man.
Like a Jeets thing, doing the like
Oh, yeah.
one thing we like. Even that, I guess it wasn't that bad.
What,
but,
last
like,
night? What are you talking
Yeah.
To go around and
Like
say
I was
something.
worried. I was
Oh.
worried it was gonna be
It's so-
like, all right, everyone say a little bit, like like say like a
Dude,
paragraph
it was
or
so
something.
like,
Yeah, it was
oh
so
man.
forced.
Even Ajit at the end, he
Yeah,
was
he's
like,
like,
oh, he's like, thanks
very
guys. Like, that was
cringy.
very awkward.
Yeah,
Yeah, I just told him he was a little annoying guy.
yeah, that was funny. But yeah, speeches. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just
Public
one of
speaking
those. It's one of
Good.
those like.
It's a good skill to
Well,
have.
it's the
but-
thing is like, I think, it'll happen at some events, and then like, future events they'll be like, oh yeah, you know, it becomes a norm. Like, oh, making a speech at this kind of event is like a thing that people do.
Yeah.
But it's only good if like the person who decided to make a
Receiving it?
speech,
Or-
one is good at speaking
Yeah.
publicly
Yeah.
and has something to talk about.
Yeah,
Well, also,
yeah,
it's like-
yeah, that's true.
It's like when you're like making a speech at like a good friend's wedding or whatever, like a big event. It's like you can't like you have to be somewhat like formal too, so you can't
Yeah.
like be like your whole true self that you are with that person.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you know what I mean. So it's like
Yeah.
it makes it
Yeah.
kind of like
Yeah, because it makes it horrible.
it makes it.
the-
It's like this isn't really like. It's
yeah.
Like, yeah.
Remember
like,
that one time?
Yeah,
Or-
remember that one time we really had a great time, but it's like off.
No one.
Yeah, when no one's around, it's like
Yeah.
we're just
No one
joking
gets it.
around and no, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So it's like
even my friend's wedding I went to, like the bridesmaid made such a bad like speech where it was like all just inside jokes between the two of them.
yeah, so it's like
Yeah.
you can't
That
do
was
that.
stupid.
You can't do that because like no one will get it. But then
Yeah.
you also feel like weird being like super formal too with the
Yeah.
person that you're not ever with.
Yeah.
You know, like you just
Yeah, you have to have
And
some.
also
joking
the
around.
length too. You were saying
you got to
Like,
find that
if you're-
medium. You know,
If you're
Like,
not like the immediate family member, sometimes it's like a coworker.
yeah.
I've had it where like it's literally going on for a good amount of time. You're like, all right, like let's wrap this up. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only thing. It's like
Yeah, so you need to keep it concise,
The
maybe
speak-
funny,
Yeah,
and
that's
then,
what I noticed. The best ones
heartwarming.
were concise, funny, like thanks everyone for coming.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to waste your time.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
just like,
Thank
get ready
you.
to party.
yeah. Like
Yeah.
maybe one or two like inside jokes just to
yeah,
you know,
just to jab
but,
at him.
Yeah,
You basically have to be good at speaking. You gotta have that finesse.
Yeah.
And then if
Yeah.
you force it on
got to
people,
paint the picture, I guess.
yeah.
Yeah.
Although Jeet says he loved it, so
Well, because
Yeah,
we were
yeah.
saying good things about him.
yeah, you
We
didn't
were
have to do any.
forced to.
You didn't have to do
Yeah.
any work. In Jeet.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
you
right.
just had to sat there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was,
Yeah.
that was fun though.
Yeah, wedding season. So you're going to 2, and then you got a few.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
To
going
go
to 2, including Michael.
What are you guys' thoughts on weddings? Do you think it's more for the community or it's more for yourself? And which one should it be for?
Oh, in my case, it's for the community,
Yeah.
and I wish it was for myself. Like me and Bertil don't want a wedding, like,
Or at least not a
money.
yeah.
Yeah. Or
Yeah,
if we
yeah.
did do a wedding, I think I was telling one of you guys maybe Faisal yesterday. Like I'd rather go fly to Hawaii or something.
Yeah, you were telling me
Something
that.
small.
Yeah.
and just like save money
Yeah.
and have a nice wedding instead of just let's go to DoubleTree,
Yeah.
invite
100
like
people.
500 people where we only actually talk to like 40 people
Yeah.
Right.
ever,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then just have them complain about it after we spend like $100,000.
Yeah. The guests.
was like
Yeah, the food was kind of cold. Yeah.
It's
like
Not the biryani I was expecting.
Yeah, it's interesting how like kind of cultural norms / community expectations can be such a
Well,
like hard thing to like go against. You know what I mean?
I feel like Pakistani and like Assyrian weddings, the whole idea of bringing a bunch of people is like a more cultural thing, right? Like I don't think people here normally have. I mean, they have big weddings, but
Yeah,
it's
like
not
more
like
grand. It's like in our
Yeah.
culture to be more
Like
grand
you would never,
and, like,
yeah.
have
No.
like
have like more than 200.
yeah, it's
300
like
people.
the wedding I'm going to like in Chicago. Like my friend, he's gonna have like 4 different events. Like
Oh, really?
there's like a Mendi, like they call it, or like a holu, and then they have the wedding, and then they have the shadi is what's the wedding, and then there's like a valima. It's like
Yeah.
it's like dude.
I feel like if you did it in Pakistan or
Well, it's the same
Bangladesh,
thing. It's the same thing. It's like, and he's
Yeah.
marrying like a Pakistani girl. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
it's like this. It's like 4 different events,
right?
but it's like
I feel like because it's probably cheaper to do there, like, or maybe
yeah.
I don't know.
Well, they
where,
live out there too, and
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
Also, there was like out in like Iraq and Iran, like
Yeah.
it's just you do it at someone's house, and like the whole town just goes to your house.
Yeah,
and it's like
a
not
one and
big
done kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
But like over here, it's like everything's so expensive.
Yeah.
It's just like it doesn't translate.
yeah.
Actually, that's true.
Yeah,
It was
it's
one of our uncles got married, and it was like in our house, wasn't it, or near our house, don't know.
Near our house,
like in Pakistan?
like Lahore.
Yeah. Or no, I don't think it was at our house.
No, I mean, there's been a wedding in Chakbal,
Yeah,
and it makes it easier because like yeah, they already have
a big.
they
house.
own like farmland, and it's just a lot of land, a big house. It doesn't cost anything to add like 500 or 1,000 people, and then yeah, services for like food services or cheap.
And then that's another issue I noticed with like the Bertil in our wedding
Yeah.
is so there's a lot of Middle Eastern like cultural things, but then also she still wants a lot of the American ones that she grew up with over here,
Right.
and then they don't mix together. So and always
it's just
comes
to
out
cater to both of them.
Yeah,
So it's like
but it always
double
comes out to the
work.
expensive side of
Yeah.
both. Like, I want the nice parts of the Syrian wedding, and I want the really nice parts of the American wedding.
Yeah.
It's gotta be like
Honestly,
fused together, which is just
ding, ding.
yeah.
That's true.
That's
I guess
funny.
it's hopefully just one time.
But I do like the
thing in
idea of the
life though.
like having a few people and having like a grand wedding in Hawaii or something.
Yeah,
'Cause I've thought of that as well.
Yeah.
Like that'd be cool.
yeah, that's
Just
what my
depends.
cousins did. They married like 2 American dudes, and the American dudes were like, "Nah, we ain't. We're not
Yeah.
doing that. We're not going."
Let's just go to the
Yeah.
church, like, or whatever,
And
Yeah.
worst case
sign the paper
scenario,
and be done with it.
like our family all talked like smack about her, and it was like, "Oh, that's not like the right way," and she's like,
I don't care.
"She's a slut." and I even talked to her. I was like, "You don't even talk to any of these fools anyway." So it's
Who
like,
cares?
why do you even care? Yeah, I feel like they made like the right call. Like, oh, someone I wasn't gonna see for 10 years is mad at me. Like, all right, whatever, dude.
Yeah, that's true.
There's a lot of little, like, political drama that's
Yeah.
like, oh, I didn't get invited to that. I expect like at least in Bengali, like it's like if people don't get invited to weddings and
No,
stuff,
yeah.
it's
No,
like,
that's the
Yeah.
same.
it
with us.
becomes like super big drama, and then,
Yeah, yeah.
then aunties and uncles have like
No,
beef with
yeah,
each other.
yeah.
That's the
Like,
funniest drama going on
Yeah,
now.
it's
Is like if my mom has a group of 5 cousins that like those 5 cousins are like siblings,
Mm-hmm.
and one of them didn't invite her to the wedding. She'll invite 4 of them, but not the one
yeah, like,
sibling.
to make a point.
And then the other siblings
Jeez.
will be like, "Oh, we can't come because you didn't invite her sister." And then my mom's like, "Well, she didn't invite me to her wedding, so."
Yeah.
And then like a fight starts out of nowhere.
That's the
Oh,
same.
man.
That's the same. Yeah.
That's what's going on now, and I'm just like, dude, mom, just like keep fighting with all of them. We get all 5 siblings crossed off the list, and save us a few tables, man.
I feel like that happens
That's
too in
funny.
Pakistani
No,
culture, but like
yeah.
maybe
Oh,
our
I
parents don't tell us as much.
actively try
Did-
to disengage from all that
Anything.
stuff.
Good call, man.
I'm like, I know how this
That's
works
pretty
in the
funny.
long run. Man.
no one wins.
Yeah. And honestly, like, yeah, if there's people I enjoy that if, like friends I met in the community, then you know, I would just go hang out with them individually, without
Yeah.
the rest.
I feel like I wonder when drive-through weddings started.
What was that?
Pretty,
Oh,
like in
drive-through stuff.
Vegas, yeah.
Yeah.
There's literally like you can
people literally
get
go to Vegas.
paper sign and
Oh.
go through a drive-through and get married that way.
Interesting.
Probably happens
Which-
more often than we think.
Yeah,
I think
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cheap. It's fast.
Get on.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, how many people actually do it? Because I've always seen it in the movies, but it's like, are there actually a lot of people going to
I
Vegas
saw-
and just doing it?
Yeah, that's true. I have no idea.
Some YouTube guy do it.
Hmm.
I didn't even know. I was like, oh, what the hell?
Hmm.
Natalia? No, maybe they didn't. I think
no.
no.
Maybe at a drive-through wedding.
not
No,
drive-through,
we
but
went
like
to Natalia's wedding. It was like
oh yeah.
They had a
solid
reception.
wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's true.
England, right?
Actually,
Yeah.
yeah.
That was good.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, in the Cambridge.
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 Yeah,
Yeah, good times, man.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was fun, dude.
Hanging out with.
I guess that's maybe like Vegas has certain laws. I feel like there would be a longer process, but maybe not.
No, I mean, you can go get married whenever you want to.
Yeah.
I don't know. I still have to research that, like the government process. But I know, I think you guys met Jason, my old roommate.
Mhm.
When he got married, when he became a citizen and his like fiance or wife was like still, she's going to have like some issues because she was graduating law school
Mhm.
with having to go back to Korea. They just like did like the government process where they just went to like City Hall, got their certificate. I think they had to do some sort of test,
Okay.
and after that they were good to go. The religious part is like
The
nuts,
different
though.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder where the whole idea of like the reduction in taxes came when you get married. Is that because like they're assuming you
Oh,
have
like the
kids?
government giving you a tax break?
Yeah.
I
Like why did they create that?
The only way I can guess is, okay, first of all, they want to incentivize it. So they want people to get married. Now the question is, well, what are the benefits on a macro level for society?
Of getting married?
Yeah. Like why would, so like let's assume the government gives you a tax break for marriage because they want more people to get married. The next question is
Higher
why?
population?
Hey, shut up, Ajit.
If I saw it's almost 4:30.
Don't worry, man. I'm looking at the time, man.
T-minus 3
I don't
minutes.
know.
Oh,
I'm gonna have to
God.
leave a little early.
That's cool,
Blame
man.
Ajit. Blame
Yeah,
Ajit.
That's
block a G
cool,
from the
man.
chat.
What's up?
Yeah, I don't know what I was saying. Oh, yeah.
The government wedding.
Yeah.
is-
So
Oh,
I
the
mean, I
incentive
guess
of it.
Well, yeah.
What's the incentive for society to
Really-
have more marriages? Like
It
why?
creates a
Well,
community. It
but it
spreads
also
love.
Didn't it
um,
all start out like
I'm reaching here.
creates love.
I mean,
I guess
We're
that's
people are
true.
happier, I guess.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, or maybe not.
I think maybe the population thing
I've heard
Yeah.
studies
Yeah.
that say like married people like live longer or something
or
like
something.
when did that all start though? Because like at first wasn't everything more religious too though? Like when they were first making like when did
That's a good
like,
point.
the
Yeah.
taxation
that. The
for,
tax
like, married people?
Yeah, I
start?
have no idea, but that's a good point. It could have been like the
Like,
community.
all right,
All right,
let's see.
well, married the people who aren't getting married, they don't want to be a part of this.
Wait, so when you
So
get married,
they-
are you in like a different tax? Like, how do you?
Yeah.
There's some reductions you get.
Yeah, so
Really?
you can file
Oh, okay.
like together, and then you go
When you
down
find- okay,
one
right,
Yeah.
right, yeah.
bracket or something like
So I
that.
save some money.
Yeah, but yeah, I've never been.
Why did they incentivize it? Or-
Well, there's so
Yeah,
many like.
it could have been religious.
It's hard to tell too, because there's like people who like marry people for like the wrong reason too.
Yeah,
Like if it's
Or
like
no reason.
international,
Or no
somebody
reason.
who's international and they want to like stay in the States or something, and like
oh, to get like
get like
yeah,
a
Oh, green
a
card?
green card. Like
Yeah, that's true.
so, it's like
that happens.
there's a lot of I feel like
Different reasons.
different like side reasons that people do get married, and it's like I don't know.
Yeah,
It just depends. Like somebody may be like super into someone and like want to marry that person, but then that person might have like some ulterior
Ulterior
motive.
Hmm.
that's true. Snakes
Yeah.
in the grass.
Yeah,
I guess
you never know.
yeah. For them, it's like a win-win for the
Yeah.
government. They're like, all right, perfect.
Yeah.
More marriage means more kids, which means more population for our society.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Also, it's like I don't think it's an ongoing conversation. Like whenever it happened, there was a conversation
They did
about
it,
we need to
or-
reduce it, and then like it gets set and placed in, and then like nobody
just
really
keep it.
questions it because it's not
It's too much of a hassle to
Yeah.
make any.
yeah.
Maybe also something to do with like back then like women weren't working as much, so like maybe it was to reduce like okay now this guy's salary is covering 2 people.
That's true.
Oh, yeah.
but now
yeah,
things
yeah.
are changing too. So
Damn.
It's a good point.
That was a really good point.
Why I don't know.
Ajit hits us with the
That
heads
was
up
WittyBantr.
and the
A little
That
cheesy smile.
concerned
Straight
smile.
up looks like a G.
Hey G, how'd you
Does,
get on the
man.
computer, dude?
It's like a very happy but anxious smile. It's
definitely a G.
yeah.
So you're gonna be seeing Toy Story 4, the movie?
Yeah, we're watching Toy Story 4.
Interesting. And you've seen
I
all
think
the.
it's just me and Ajit. I don't know if he invited some of his other friends like Korik and
Mm.
yeah, but invited you guys, but
Yeah.
I said no
Yeah,
thanks.
got a lot of work to do,
Yeah.
Got a lot of editing.
Like this.
to do.
But yeah, it's gonna be Toy Story 4.
That's
I
good,
thought
man.
they were gonna end it after Toy Story 3.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I just recall like people were like,
Oh,
"Oh,
yeah.
that was the last Toy Story."
Yeah, yeah,
ever."
that's true.
Then like Toy Story 4 comes out. Like,
It's like, man, we made too much money.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like-
yeah. Wait a
maybe
minute.
we should extend this another like.
Well, I feel like the same thing
Another
happened with
movie.
Endgame, right? Like they're re-releasing it, but with an extra cutscene.
Yeah.
Is there a story arc to Toy Story? Like,
Toy Story 4.
Yeah.
or are they independent? The stories.
No, I guess
Kinda,
they're like a little bit.
I think it's like a different generation of like, because it's like the first few was like Andy's generation, right? And then like he
Yeah.
went off to college.
Yeah, yeah.
Then it like the toys got transferred to like another little.
Was there some
Oh,
sort of
something.
connection where the girl is like
I
There's
can't
neighbors?
even remember.
Oh, there's
honestly.
like a little bit,
No,
but
yeah.
like
Yeah.
I don't think it'll make a difference.
Yeah.
If you're watching it.
Yeah.
Like you can just
There's
go
like
in.
every movie they add a few more characters. I think this one, like one of the characters that went missing in the second movie is like back or something.
Okay.
I think it's more of a comedy of it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but usually
Should be
yeah,
fun, though.
they're all standalone. I think.
Yeah.
Interesting. That should be good then, for you. I don't know.
Yeah.
You're going?
No, for fun.
No, I'm not.
You could come.
I'm just I don't turn my
There's-
face.
Huh?
No, because I said it in Daniel's direction.
Oh,
so I didn't turn-
Oh. Yeah.
But I'm just
Yeah,
make
you
sure
go
my
like
voice
this.
gets.
Are
in
we
the
not
microphone.
supposed to turn our heads?
Well, you
or-
want to talk
Actually-
into the mic
Yeah, because like
I
watch
can't gauge if like if I need to go closer. or
to see
not.
if I talk like this.
The distance
or to
is-
here.
the distance
how
is
it looks.
fine, but
Yeah,
like
it's pretty powerful. I guess it picks up.
yeah. If I talk like this, and then I talk like this, and then I talk like this.
You get in the picture.
Yeah.
But even if you talk there, the mic can still pick it up. These are condenser microphones, so interesting stuff.
Pretty neato.
Let's see what else is going on in life.
Michael's
Video-
back.
Ooh, we're gonna create a virtual simulation, or we're gonna see me and
Ooh.
Michael.
With the little
He's got
little
the
thing that you bought.
So he's got the VR.
But I don't know
headset.
how it's gonna work if he doesn't.
Well, is that thing compatible with?
So the main game that like
You're
uses the
playing
wheel
it,
and
yeah.
stuff,
It
it
is
has a VR support.
Ooh,
So
okay, so
what we could
Oh,
do is
man.
The
VR.
only
That is
thing
next level.
the only thing is
The
I don't
motion
know
thing?
if I need to have the sensors because
Yeah.
the sensors are what picks up you moving. Your
which one
head.
did you get
I-
again? The
But
which
the,
which
He has the
VR
V-
set?
the V,
V-
yeah,
Oh, the
yeah.
Vive, HTC
Vive.
Vive.
But you also
Vive
don't
V.
need the hand thing, so I don't know, we can Google it. Because if you just need the headset and the headset is just like standalone.
But you didn't bring it today, though. Did you bring it?
No.
No,
Like,
I,
so
got
I haven't
it.
even set it
I
up
got
yet.
it once I bring my
Yeah.
or
What's
once I
the
set up
game
the
you're planning
computer.
to play?
It's a racing one.
What's it called?
Arseta
Forza?
Corsa. Yeah, like similar to that.
Oh,
I heard
like,
Dirt on
very-
VR is like really good.
Yeah.
That's what I always see. The
Yeah, all
normal
those. Could
racing
you
game is
imagine?
Dirt.
Like-
yeah.
yeah.
You're just the only thing you're not getting is like the actual shake of the car.
Hey, you should do like the Euro Truck Simulator. Just drive it.
Oh, dude, no, I 100% like because everyone seems to be really into it. I tried it once, and I think I've told you guys this, but like I was like playing. I was like, all right, this is pretty cool.
For those who aren't
Oh,
familiar, Euro Truck Simulator is a video game where you're basically a truck driver, and that's
Yeah.
the whole game.
Yeah,
So you just drive.
and then you upgrade the truck, and there's some.
I didn't even know. I thought you literally are just like sitting 8 hours in the car driving like speed limit.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's it. And so at first I was like, all right, let me see what this is all about.
Yeah.
And like I started playing, like, all right, cool, you can upgrade the truck, get more money along the way. You have to rent the truck first. And I started playing. I was like, all right, getting speed ticket. Like, damn it, like, all right, I gotta go slow. And then the minute, like, or I was like, oh shit, like I got stuck in traffic. I was just like waiting there. I was like kind of going up and forth. I'm like, what the hell am I doing right now? I just alt F4. I'm literally playing a game where I get stuck in traffic.
See, I saw this other
So-
game on
This is
Reddit.
but-
It's a pigeon
real.
simulator, or you're
Oh,
a pigeon
yeah, yeah.
and you fly
Or a
around. You gotta
goat.
like yeah. The pigeon one is like you gotta go fly and like poo on people.
That sounds
So dumb.
Dude, the best is like they have online version that just came out recently, and everyone hates it because it's like there's just all these trucks like going on the wrong side of the road and crashing into each other.
I feel like that
And the
breaks
people who are
game.
serious about it, are just like, dude, this is stupid. But I'll give it a try. I think the racing ones will definitely be more fun with the VR.
We gotta make a platform where the guys who make these simulator games it's all part of the same game, So like, it's like Grand Theft Auto, but like if you want to play as a pigeon, you're playing pigeons.
Oh, like they're all connected.
All the
yeah,
like the same world.
Yeah.
So it's like, imagine we're in the Grand Theft Auto
like,
world.
You have Flight Simulator.
That would be like.
And I was
intense, dude.
at first I liked the idea, but then when I saw this whole truck simulator online, I was like, this is not going to work. Everyone's just going to be crashing.
Could you imagine playing GTA and just like 200 pigeons like coming and attack?
And then there's like flight simulator,
It's
like flights in the air, like dude,
Yeah.
this would be over.
Have you seen that trailer actually that came out recently where it's like they're trying to kind of do that concept where they're making everything more
like
realistic?
A mixed world, like
yeah,
one
it's like
universe?
GTA Online but more realistic. You can have you can actually work like jobs and stuff, and like and everyone in the comments were like, this is a really great concept, but it's not gonna work the second you go online. Everyone's just gonna be like crashing into each other and not care. Like
Yeah. Well, if you
But it would be cool.
If you added some like, I
I think-
if you wanted to add on to that,
rules.
no, it's like if you did crash, like maybe you'd get arrested and go to jail for like a year. But like, that's like, and a year is like a long time. Like a year is like 24
You
hours.
just go to like court dates. I gotta make sure I pencil in June 23rd.
Because then,
You leave work early, like
Yeah,
in real life.
yeah.
Like, sorry, I got a court date.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, I got a court.
Sharp
Yeah,
at 3
got
o'clock.
jury duty.
Go home and just like.
Someone else mentioned like because they brought up like, oh, you can be a cop, and someone commented like, dude, there's gonna be one cop and everyone's just gonna gang up on him.
Oh man.
and then like if you get shot, you go to the hospital. Maybe you're in a coma for 2 weeks.
Oh, Jesus.
This is like getting into like some Black Mirror type
Yeah,
stuff.
right.
dude,
It's
like,
true. Yeah, like that first episode.
that,
of
yeah.
this
Yeah.
season.
Yeah, no, like in season 5 or 6 was it? 5, right?
I don't know what the
Yeah, that
latest
first
is.
one where they're like in the video game, like when they're taking hits, they show like their real body.
Yeah.
And they're actually taking hits.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
Yeah.
It's just,
yeah. They'd have to make
it's
it.
crazy.
I don't know, because the minute you start putting rules in, it
Yeah.
kind of kills the, whole vibe with
Yeah.
it.
Future video games.
I think I'm gonna have to,
You
Head
gonna
out.
Head out.
and like I'll get 3 more minutes.
3 more minutes. All right.
The first
Let's see.
person in WittyBantr history to walk out during a.
Yeah, or maybe
Well,
one did.
Thanks,
More-
Jeet.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Munham has come in and then, well, I
Come
guess he
out.
stayed.
Come
He
in
like
and
came
out.
in halfway and then he just
Mhm.
stayed for the
Yeah.
rest of it or something like
All
that.
right,
Yeah.
so
So you'll be the
kind of
first.
reversed.
Yeah.
On him.
Reversed.
So when did they come back? Your parents.
Like end of July or something like that.
Dang, they gone for a while, dude.
That's
Yeah.
true. What else is interesting? Diet, man. I've been focusing on
Intermittent
my diet a
fasting.
little bit. Intermittent fasting feels interesting. I just basically don't eat till like 2 p.m. and then I'll eat and I'll stop eating by like, I don't know, 8 or 9.
That was kind of healthy, I guess. It is
Yeah.
healthy.
It's almost like regular fasting, or it is fasting. Like
Yeah.
the whole.
For the amount of time, I mean, I guess you'd have to measure from sunrise to sunset.
Yeah.
Well, that bodybuilder, what's his name? Terry Crews.
Oh yeah, he does.
He
it.
like
He's been doing it for a while.
he's been doing like intermittent fasting for a while.
Yeah.
And he's like in the best
Jacked.
shape. Yeah.
I like how you referred to him as bodybuilder as opposed to like
Oh,
actor.
actor, yeah. Actor, comedian.
comedian, bodybuilder, everything.
That's
I
true.
guess.
Yeah.
PC gamer too for a little bit.
Really?
Also used to be the artist for jury thing. You know how they have like the
Oh.
artist's drawing of the criminal?
Oh, really?
Yeah, he used to do that
No way. That's
when he
crazy.
was younger.
Did you know Ken Jeong? He used
Yeah.
to be. He used to be a
Oh,
doctor.
Oh yeah.
The guy from like
Yeah,
Hangover,
for
and
Hangover.
then I think he was in
I think he was still a
What other
doctor when he was
movies?
working there, right?
yeah at Kaiser.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like a doctor at Kaiser.
Yeah.
Oh, Kaiser. man.
Yeah. It sounds funny.
Nabil, can you fast for 2 days, then eat for 2 days and see if it works?
Was that the control?
Like eat for 2 days nonstop. Kind of
I think that's what he's
throughout the
saying.
day.
I don't think that's gonna work, man.
Oof, that's like a roller coaster
Can you
ride
diet
for your
trim?
body.
Also, it seems hard.
Yeah, just make a book out of it.
Yeah, and definitely a roller coaster. For your
Bestseller.
body.
Yeah.
Make a book out of it.
Before and after.
That's true. That's true.
I'm trying to think how long will it take me to get to AMC Mercado from here? Because Redwood City, San Jose.
That's how fast you're going. Do the dash.
Say probably like 30 minutes.
Yeah, that's probably right. Is it a Mountain View?
No, AMC Mercado, San Jose.
Oh, San.
Well, like on 101. It's like
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's Yeah, I know exactly.
That little lot. You know?
I used to work
Yeah.
near there.
The-
Right off
From
next
my
to
house,
Great
it's like
American?
another 10
Yeah.
minutes. So
Oh,
like,
okay. I was just there
it's
yesterday.
like,
No.
it'll take me like 30 minutes.
Yeah, the
Something
one
like
next to
that.
In-N-Out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's also a Krispy Kreme in that lot, which
Yeah, Krispy
Mm.
Kreme, Tomatinos.
Yeah.
Krispy Kreme
Got
kind
what's
fell
it?
off for us.
Smoke eaters. They got smoke eaters there.
Let
Yeah,
me-
Krispy Kreme changed something up. I don't
Really?
know what they've changed
Yeah,
up,
okay.
but they're not the same. They don't taste as good as like when we were like
Yeah.
little.
Yeah.
Because I think they made them more like Dunkin' Donuts, where it's like I don't know, like Dunkin' Donuts. I think it's different on the East Coast and over here. But I know on the East Coast they just deliver the donuts in the morning from some factory, and they're already like all pre-made.
Mm.
Yeah, I think that you're right because it doesn't taste like they're making it in the back.
Yeah,
Like, but maybe
I don't know.
we just got older, and because I've also heard that like your sugar or whatever taste buds are
Yeah.
like more or less resistant when you're younger. I don't know.
Could be.
All right, man.
Man,
It's
it's
that time
been
for
real,
me,
man.
It's been real.
It's been real great,
I just
man.
don't show up to the movie.
Yeah.
He just goes home.
Oh,
Just
shoot.
cancel my ticket real quick.
Yeah, I was
You
stuck
can
in
cancel your
traffic.
ticket.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But I'll be there, G.
Yeah, I'll
for
totally
sure
yeah.
be there.
I'm just stuck in traffic. He still sees you live.
Still
Yeah.
Do you have the thing, the
The what?
AMC thing?
Yeah, I have
now?
that. Yeah.
Oh, you still have it?
Yeah, I've had it since like.
How many are over here? Because I was thinking about maybe getting it again.
AMC?
But is that literally the only one? Is Mercado?
No. There's like one in Newark. It's like East Bay.
Oh,
that one's
that's
the
hella
nice
far.
one. Yeah, it is far, but they have like recliner seats. It's
Wait, the Mercado one doesn't?
Mercado doesn't, but I think
Damn.
me and you were talking about like I think they're gonna remodel it this year,
Mm.
but I don't know. But the Newark one is nice. Then they have like Eastridge, like the one in the mall.
Hmm.
Which one's the
San
Eastridge?
Jose Eastridge or
I know what
Oak
you're
Ridge?
talking about.
Eastridge or Oak Ridge? Or
Oh,
maybe
wait,
both.
in like Almaden?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's like-
I didn't know. I thought that was Centric. I gotta go.
no,
check.
they have AMC.
Oh,
Yeah,
damn! Then I
yeah.
might go
That'd
get
be super
that again.
close.
They have that one.
But
and
G
then
was
Mercado-
right though. Like all the movies right now, there's like nothing like.
Yeah, there's nothing
Crazy.
right now. It's
Yeah.
like besides this movie.
The Ford and Ferrari movie would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't think
Have
that's
you
out
seen-
yet though. I was looking on
Yeah.
the list.
Probably
It
not.
might be out later.
Either way, these are like all movies for me. Where I just be like, I was waiting until I can just see
DVD.
it online for free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Joker
Yeah.
one too.
Yeah, I'm
Alright,
gonna head out, man.
All right.
All right,
Thanks for
sounds
having
good,
me,
man.
man.
It's been
Thanks.
great, man.
It's been
Thanks
real,
for being.
man. Thanks for
guys.
being part of the show.
See you soon, man.
Thanks for being on the program, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, Mike cut
Blame a G.
Yeah, mic cut.
cut his mic off.
Yeah, we cut your mic.
Get this loser out.
Security.
All right, man. See you guys.
All right, man.
See ya.
It's been
But
great.
Eastridge trash.
Yeah.
Ajit says.
Oh, Ajit says Eastridge trash.
Bad reviews.
Man.
See
We
you
lo-
later.
All right, man.
See ya.
Later.
Later. Later.
See you later.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so-
guys.
Oh, whoa.
No.
Hey, man.
Hey man, glad to have you back.
Ajit says, "Woo, Faisal, yes."
So let's talk about friends who are kind of like think you're there
Yeah,
for them,
dude.
but like not really, you know. Just
Yeah.
totally off topic, but you know.
Yeah,
just-
dude, I know, but I've had my share. Horrible friends, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can think of one in particular.
On the top of my head.
All right, I'll see you guys next weekend, man.
Oh, yeah, no problem, man.
Yeah, no
Yeah, have
worries,
fun,
man.
man. Take care, man.
Take care, man.
Take care, man.
I'll beat you soon.
I'll be thinking of you, man. All right. All right, man.
See ya.
Later.
Yeah. What a guy.
What a guy. Yeah, every week it seems a little bit harder to think about, to get on riffs to talk about. What do you think?
Well, we were pretty good. We were on a good.
I can feed you guys a question. I'm just sleepy from last night.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I was just thinking in
played video
general.
games too late.
Yeah.
Yeah, how late?
It's like
Would you like
4
to-
a.m.
My phone died, so
I like to think about it.
7 a.m.
nah. I think like maybe like 20 minutes after you guys went up, I passed out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's not.
I just kept waking in and out of sleep.
Gotcha.
Yeah, those are the hardest ones. 'Cause I've noticed every time I'm like sleepy, I'm just like, all right, I'll try to spew something out, but
Did you get hot just like within the last 5 minutes?
it's
Or
been hot.
maybe it's these
Yeah.
headphones sometimes. Or like, I noticed that Eric Griffin, he has his own podcast, Riffin with Griffin, and he has
Is that the guy from?
it's
Workaholics?
Montez from
Oh, okay,
Workaholics. Yeah, he has these same headphones.
And does he get all hot?
Well, I don't know, but he went to Amazon to buy them. I know that because they're the cheapest ones on Amazon.
Not too bad.
I don't know how it goes with your job interviews and like your coding thing.
Programming. So I haven't started applying, but I feel like I'm getting close. I'm kind of done learning about authentication and security for like making an application, and I'm on the actual API stuff, which is interesting. So I feel like I'm making good progress, even though it's taking me a little longer than I thought. But I think I have a wealth of knowledge to talk about in an interview, so I feel confident in that regard.
You've also added a few things on the app, right, that you were making?
Yeah, so I'm making a chat app, messaging app. I'm on the friends list part, so it'll be like if you add a friend with like a code, kind of like Discord uses. They have like their own code, and then you can create a group with the friends that you have, and then start chatting. So.
And the login thing, I forget what that was.
Yeah, that's actually, I've been working on the login where it's a system of things I'm not even going to explain. That's interesting. So yeah, and then those are the kind of things I'll talk about in an interview, and I'm just describing the whole process, using a web firewall to prevent DDoS attacks, using web tokens to pass your users information that's like their emails that you don't want to be shown on the front end. So you use these things called web tokens that you pass back and forth on your back end servers. So
I wonder if PlayStation didn't do that or something, because they had that thing where they released all the emails.
Yeah. So one thing to try to do is to not store. So it's like I store my users' info based on a unique ID. It's just a random group of numbers and letters, and I make one for each time somebody logs in once. So sometimes another way to do it would be you have their email, store their email as the key to the rest of the information. But if you do that, the more times you store the user's private information, the higher chance there is of if somebody does hack into one of the databases and then they'll get all the emails and stuff. So I don't know what happened with them, but yeah, it's interesting. It'd be interesting. They don't talk about it, but it'd be interesting if like they could have a podcast and like just describe the details about like
what exactly went wrong.
Yeah, and how they fixed it. It would be a good but of course.
Yeah.
The other problem with that is you don't want to give hackers too much of an idea of how your system is set up.
Because then maybe they'll be like, all right, then they left this.
Yeah, exactly.
But also they don't want it to be a big deal, like for the battery for the Apple issue, or they were like basically downgrading the performance of previous models to extend the battery life,
right?
Which they could have like explained why they were doing it.
Right. They were on purpose making the phones slower, basically.
Right. Whenever there was a new update,
but it was too.
And people suspected it, but they never like released that info. And then even when they did, I don't think they gave the reason why. They just said they did it, and like that's that.
Yeah, I think transparency depends on like how the company started and who's running it currently. So like Apple's been they haven't been very like open source in their history. So I can't imagine that when they do things like that they would tell their users. Whereas there's other companies that would be like, all right, here's some features we're releasing, and I guess that just depends on the company.
Or at least you don't even have to be. I mean, I guess definitely be transparent where you need to be, but like give people the option, right? Like,
yeah, that would be a good thing. That would. It was like here
It's like, all right, do you
choose more battery or slower phone or something like that?
Your choice is yours.
So what about your job
thing?
Stuff? Are you searching?
So I had my second. I haven't been searching. I've actually pretty much recruiters will reach out now and say like, hey, we have a digital marketing position at our startup or at our company. Do you want to interview?
Reach out to you based on your LinkedIn account? Yeah. Because you work at a digital marketing agency?
Yeah. So I think what they do is like the recruiters have like a search on LinkedIn where they can search like, all right, digital marketing or digital marketing specialist in this area. And then they'll just reach out. But like a lot of the positions are in San Francisco and I'm not trying to move. So like I'll usually respond. I responded to one that was in Palo Alto, and had 2 interviews there.
Interesting.
But I'm looking mostly. I don't want to jump to another agency. I want to
Yeah.
work at in-house for one company, and then
Manage just
and
one
one
portfolio
account, yeah.
account as opposed to managing multiple accounts.
And I don't even mind driving. I just don't want to go all the way to San Jose or all the way to
San Francisco.
San Francisco, or I prefer not to,
Yeah.
because I'm content, doing it now. At least in San Jose, not in San
Mhm.
Francisco. But yeah, I haven't been like actively searching,
Right.
which is great because like, dude, I feel like when we graduated college, it was just like a struggle city.
Yeah. It's always harder in the beginning because you have nothing to go off of.
Yeah.
So it's
Just
like
kind of talking out of your.
in operations or the business operations, when I was applying, it was like I didn't have a portfolio of like, I didn't get any internships.
Mm-hmm.
And then so you have nothing to talk about. Then literally after I got a job for 2 months, the contracted one at the Upstart.
Mm-hmm.
And like just spending 2 months there gives me like
Something
a whole
to-
bunch of stuff to talk about. So when they ask tell me about a time when
You had an
I'd be like,
issue.
oh yeah, I mean there's issues all the time. We talk about this all
Rather
day.
than
Or as opposed to it's like
I
making
had a school
something,
project
having to making
where-
something up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a school project. Or like, yeah.
But I also feel like having a skill that's very in demand. Like I feel like dentistry is one of those areas where it's like there's only a limited amount of dentists they can get, and maybe there's a higher demand for them versus how many they have available. So they're willing to, or even software engineering or digital
Yeah,
marketing.
There's a difference in like hard
When
skill
they-
jobs versus
Yeah.
soft skill jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Which is nice because
Yeah, yeah.
once you have that, then it's like, okay, great. I don't have to like actively prove
Yeah,
myself.
Which I was literally talking to my mom about this yesterday, or not yesterday, whenever I went to have lunch with her at NVIDIA, and I was like thinking about the job she helped Teal get, where she was getting paid a lot. I was like, and how much I love like I don't like computers nearly as much as you, but just like being in that environment, like a
Yeah.
Facebook environment,
Yeah.
I was like, I wonder if I made the right decision, and I'll only know in the future, because like the only thing that kind of turned me off from my mom's was like seeing her at this age, like or not this age, I guess like when she left Oracle, like struggling competing with like younger people that like would work for cheaper, also knew a lot more just because of technology progressing.
Right.
And that's one thing I wonder, like with you guys, where like, are you guys gonna have those issues like 20 years down the line? Because I feel like your dad didn't really have those issues, like where he was worried
Yeah.
about getting like outsourced.
Yeah.
But also your dad, I feel like, was higher up in like the food chain than my mom was at, like in their own companies.
Yeah.
guess
For my dad,
it was more technical, maybe.
I think, yeah. Well, for my dad, I think what happens is, so he was in the technology industry, but then within the technology industry, he jumped mainly from hard drive company to hard drive company. So beginning, I think he worked for some non-hard drive company, but then if you're in a specific kind of industry like that, jumping from one hard drive company to another when they're interviewing you, and he's able to tell them about very specific things related to like hard drive vendors and
Yeah.
being a customer relations person for them or whatever he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
I guess he develops very industry specific knowledge that helps him. And then within for hard drives, there isn't that much like change. I mean, there's changes where like we're moving from hard drives to like SSDs kind of thing,
Yeah.
but there's still such a demand for traditional hard drives because of the capacity and how much cheaper they are.
Mm-hmm.
So throughout his career, I guess that didn't change that much, so he was fine. For me, in software, I should say. So again, if you look, there's like software, and then within software, there's like all sorts of different sub industries, I guess. I think for me, I will still have to keep up
Yeah.
because there's so many new technologies with like AWS and Microsoft Azure, all the cloud services. There's different ways to like build applications versus like just using one programming language and building everything from scratch, which takes a long time. So I imagine I'll have to keep up with newer technologies, but I mean, I understand that, so I have no problem like doing that. What about in
I was
well,
gonna
first of all,
say
you're in digital marketing,
marketing.
which is new. I mean, it's kind of new like software is, but
Yeah.
even newer than software.
Right. So I think since there's one, yeah, there's a lot of changes, but two, there's kind of some unknowns in the industry that make it more beneficial to have more experience because it's like relatively new. I still feel like companies are more willing to hire someone with 5 years experience because like some of these platforms have, just came out like 3 years ago, like Snapchat advertising and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I still think the weight is more on experience, but I do see the point of like, okay, if this skill is easily learnable, if that's a word, can they either outsource or like hire college grads for cheaper, which
Yeah.
I don't think most companies are willing to take the risk because that means they'll be losing a lot of money on ad spend is the main issue I see. So if, I don't think it's really easy to teach. It's hard or difficult enough to where they wouldn't want to take the risk of hiring someone inexperienced and losing, money versus hiring someone who's got at least, 5 years experience or more.
Right.
But yeah, I wonder that too, like longevity of the career. I mean, it seems like
Because even I noticed with my mom talking to me, and it's similar in dentistry too, where issues she has with people at work seem to be like people that don't want to share how to do things because they're worried that like if they tell someone, then they might be like easily replaced. Which has happened to my mom at like a previous job where she thought about even suing about it.
Oh, okay.
Where like she taught this like her team like how to do something, and then one of the people in her team literally went and told her superior like, I know what she does now. You could like pay me more and get rid of her salary.
Oh, wow.
Which that company went under anyways because
Okay.
like they got sued for a bunch of million other things.
Okay.
So, but and I've noticed like she's telling me the same thing's happening in video where like there's this guy like that literally like he gets freaked out with her like being, I forget, she was explaining to me like on like their little WebEx whatever the thing is.
Okay.
Like there's like some way where she might be able to see his like login like password and stuff like that, and he gets freaked out because he doesn't even want anyone to be able to like use whatever software he's using. I don't know like how she explained it, but yeah, it's like he's like terrified of like people like figuring out what he does.
stealing it. Damn.
Which is similar to dentistry. Like we have that like our specialties, like we're allowed to do whatever we want to that specialists can do, but it's more of like do we feel comfortable doing it and like doing it like properly.
Yeah.
Where like literally it's not even like a knowledge thing, it's just like more of like a tips and tricks type of thing. Like when some guy tells me like, oh, for a root canal you just have to do, if you do use this instrument and put it in this way, you can do it easily. And then I do it and I'm just like, oh, like now I know how to do that forever. Like
yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I guess it depends if the actual industry changes, right? So maybe if I'm looking at marketing as a whole, if someone had like 20 years of marketing experience, but most of that was traditional advertising, like TV and billboards and stuff, then yeah, it wouldn't transfer, and they would rather have someone with 2-3 years experience versus maybe in software. If there's like a new language.
Well, what's funny about
or
software is
something,
like, so let's say you're working in a software company, and I feel like I mean, I don't know yet because I haven't worked at a software company, but I feel like there wouldn't be that dynamic of, oh, I'm too scared to like share this information, because there's a lot of open source material that's becoming very popular.
I was gonna be like, if you wanted to learn something, you could
Yeah.
literally just go like search it and learn it.
Yeah. So there shouldn't even be that fear, because as long as you're motivated to go on your own and go online and learn it, you can, for the most part, in software and even in other stuff too. There's online classes for a lot of different things. So yeah.
Although Munam did bring up the like when we were watching Silicon Valley, like, and he was doing like basically a job interview and writing down the equation on the board. Munam called that before like the scene was even happening. I think there is probably that
for the viewers who don't know, what Daniel's referring to is in this episode of Silicon Valley, the guy thinks he's going in for a job interview, and the people who are interviewing him ask him to describe how to do
what they want. Yeah.
what they want to know how to do, and so he starts writing it on the board. Actually, it wasn't even an interview; it was for they want to get acquired or something. Yeah. So instead of they get them in, have them explain it, and then say no, we're not interested. But now they know how to do the thing,
right.
Whatever.
So I think maybe there might be secrecy in that sense.
Yeah, like, I'm sure that happens, but yeah, that sounds like a very specific.
Yeah.
Like,
maybe.
I mean, you have to be real cutting edge to be in those kind of situations. Yeah. Whereas, I mean, the stuff I'm working on, again, I mean, it's cutting edge to a degree, but again, it's all open source stuff, and
right.
I mean, you could just go online and find it. So. Yeah, hopefully I don't find myself in any kind of situation like that.
They're just using you like, all right, second interview is you need to code this entire thing.
I mean, honestly, like if that's the nature of the company
that you're in, there
not only that, but like I don't think they're going to survive for that long. I mean, it depends. That's a very general statement, but like if you're relying on stealing like those kind of information, like I mean, good luck, I guess.
And then one other thing I was going to ask is like the vibe I got from my mom is like, at least before, now it's like a little different where I feel like, especially that she switched to like more of an IT side where people really want her because she's doing more of like a hard work type of, she just needs to be there doing something all day. So she's more sought after. And same with like Faisal. Like I used to think it's like very hard, especially like when I would watch you guys applying to jobs, like initially like get a job, but then watching like Faisal now and you guys now, where it's like the people like Faisal just switches, gets a big pay raise. The G switches, like gets a big pay raise, and like people are still like going after them.
Yeah.
Like how long do you think like it's gonna stay like that? Like do you think that's gonna be like a long term thing where they can keep switching until they're like 40 something?
Like with the increase in salary, there'll definitely be like a cap. So if I'm in a business analyst, I can probably do that jump a few times, but there'll definitely be, there'll be a point where you have to be like a higher up role, like a director of operations or something like that. So there will be a time, I think, where you really have to like push yourself to new limits. And like, let's say you want to be a director in whatever company you're in, you have to have
a leadership role.
Yeah, like start managing projects or something, as opposed to just generating reports, something where you're like taking the lead, and then from there in an interview for a manager director position, you can be like, yeah, I took the lead on this and that project, and these are the challenges, and this is how I accomplished it. So that would be a way to increase that salary, but I think there will be a cap at some point.
But in general, that is the move, to like work for a year, all right, see my options, pay raise.
And it depends on the company too.
I guess
if you're in a smaller company, they might be willing to pay. They only have one or two business, whatever.
Right.
And so they'll be willing to pay more. Whereas if you work for a large company, their salaries are pretty much set and they're probably lower.
Yeah. I guess, yeah.
So you could do that jump. But then you got to also make sure you're learning something new if you do want to go to become a director or something.
I guess in general, it seems like company loyalty is less valued now than it was before.
Oh, definitely. I think so.
Like on both ends, I guess.
Yeah, and it's good that it does become a bit easier after you get your first job, because again, these recruiters, they're looking for people who are working right now as opposed to people who aren't.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I'm hoping software. The reason I switched to software is because, I mean, operations was cool, but because I have a general interest in software, I imagine it pays more in general. So that's another reason that I'm switching to that field. All right, I know you. Oh yeah, we're at an hour and 4 minutes. So
we did it.
We did it, man. We finished strong. Michael came in with some good
came
pivot questions.
Man, I was a little sleepy at the end.
Sometimes
came in clutch at the end. The second half.
I'd let that.
They had us on the first half, but second half.
Yeah, that's all I do, man. I just like ask questions. I'm like, let me distract you while I drill your teeth. Oh, what's going on with your grandma? She's all right. All right, let me just give you a shot.
And your wallet.
No, don't worry. It costs $2,000. No,
Dude,
dude.
your
But
insurance
how's
got
your
it,
sister
baby.
doing?
How's your sister?
All right. And on that note, thanks for tuning in, and until next time, toodaloo.
Signing out.